Hey, y'all, it's your favorite Unc. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below to Nightcap YouTube channel so you never miss a single live stream or video of myself, Ocho, and Gil. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you. See, this is the thing that you love about Kobe, Mike, and LeBron. No matter what you think about each player, there's no doubt in your mind they emptied the tank. They got everything out of their God-given ability. There's nothing. When LeBron probably just going to be in the middle of a game and just pull side the road. Hey, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, you got a car and then all of a sudden you're not paying attention. That red light come on, you out of gas. And all you can do is just hopefully you're not on the 405 in the middle of the 405 and you can just get on to the side and get on off. That's how LeBron is. I mean, he's taking care of his body and everybody that's coming in. I'm not saying you're going to have a 20-year career like a 20-plus career like LeBron. Like LeBron, but it greatly increases your chance if you take care of yourself, if you get your rest, if you train, if you get your shots up, try to get better every year. Because LeBron is not as athletic as he once was, because that's what I tell guys. When athleticism starts to wane, then what are you going to do? Because when you can't outrun somebody, you can't outjump somebody, then what? This.
Yep.
My mind.
Yeah, it's understand. It's your purpose too.
Yeah.
The purpose is Jordan's purpose was to be the greatest ever. Right.
Yes.
So with that being said, that's him getting better into like, okay, this is what I need to bring in. So when he went into the summer, he self-checked himself. He didn't go off the glory of the accolades itself. It was just he was a hard worker.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That was the model Kobe followed him.
Yes.
Right? I'm chasing that. I'm not chasing the NBA players here. They're not on my planet. I want that dude.
Yeah.
Right? Guess who LeBron is looking at? So because they're looking at the same two men, they have to keep going. Right? And I tell a lot of players that do not follow someone that's not on the planet. So when you look up, you can see how far so you can keep moving forward.
Right.
But you start looking in real time, this guy's here. No. Look at Michael Jordan. Look at Kareem. Look at these guys that they look like it's impossible to catch them.
Right.
And when your career's done, even if you didn't get to them, you're going to be far better than the people you was on the same planet with.
Shoot for the stars. And if you land on the moon, you're still pretty damn high up.
Yes, sir.
I think the thing is, Gil, what Michael did, he was the first player to give other players someone to chase.
Yeah.
He was the rabbit that they were chasing. Because prior to Mike, I mean, Kareem, it wasn't Will, it wasn't Russell. Mike gave somebody like, okay, I need to be like Mike. Those commercials, those shoes, the blueprint, the way. I mean, Mike, you ain't see Mike unless he was impeccably dressed. You see Mike in no sweatsuit. Mike gonna have that. They gonna have that hoop in his ear. Mike gonna be having that suit, have them more big, still have them suits on. Now they ain't gonna be fitted, but Mike's gonna be impeccably dressed. So he gave you the blueprint of how to build a brand, and so he gave you the blueprint. This is the way you need to conduct yourself. This is what you need to do. For the first time, they had someone to chase.
They gave you. He was the idea of what a star supposed to look like, walk, talk, score. Like when people think about the knock on LeBron, he's not clutch. He don't take the game away. That came because of Michael Jordan.
Right.
That wasn't in the Wilton, all those guys.
Right.
That wasn't in their resume. You didn't use that against players. But when you sat there and said, I need one of those, it was everything he brung.
But you know what, Gil? LeBron has more game-winning shots than Jordan.
Yeah.
So this notion that he isn't clutch, people started that myth. It got perpetuated. See, people feel if I tell a lie enough, people are starting to believe it, even though it's not the truth. And so, repeating a lie doesn't make it true. But if you tell a lie long enough, people will start to believe it as the truth. Go back and look at LeBron in the playoffs. Look at LeBron against Indiana. Look at him against Chicago.
Against us too.
Y'all
Mm-hmm.
look at that team he got to the NBA Finals against the Celtics. That was a 104. You mean to tell me he wasn't clutch?
You know what it is? It ain't about the clutch. It's about how that clutch shot looked. Right.
Yes.
When you think about all of Jordan's clutch shots, they just looked like it looked like movie scripts, right?
He held a pose. You remember the double clutch against Craig Elo? Because Craig Elo was got to block it. He moved it to the he moved it back this way.
Like
Got it.
It's the whole, that's why I said he was meant for that spot. Right? When you go back in the archives and you start looking up game winners, his game winners just look better than everybody else's.
Yeah. And that's what it was. I mean, the tongue hanging out, you know, he had the baggy shorts, he had the knee sleeve pulled down over his calf. He had the wristband on his elbow. He was slightly pigeon-toed. He kind of dapped when he was walking. And so and when they came out, I mean, I think it was Gatorade that came, Be Like Mike. That was it.
That was it.
That might be the greatest. Look, that might be the greatest because now people associated that. That's who I want to be like. And the shoes just took it to a whole new level because people actually believe that I ain't you. That's them shoes that got you doing that. Man, let me go get me a pair and I have me a 40-inch vertical.
Hey, everybody you had light-skinned men out there cutting their head, trying to look like Mike.
Yeah. And it didn't matter what color your team was. You could be green and gold. You could be black and gold. You had a red and white shoes on. Bro, that don't even match. You need to get a black uniform. You got to get an all-black uniform, man. I mean, you saw guys with all different kinds of colors, and they had the Jordans on. And that's what I'm saying. Nobody, I don't care how good the shoe is. There might be a shoe that comes along, Gil. It might add 3 or 4 inches to your vert. It ain't passing the Jordan. You got too big of a lead.
It's the ideal of perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's the idea of perfection. And if it don't look like it, right, it's never going to measure up. And there's nothing that's going to come into the league that has everything Jordan had. Not in our lifetime.
No, it's not going to happen. And so that's where we are. I mean, he came up, and the thing was, Gil, I remember there are a lot of guys that had shoes. Magic had the weapons. He and Bird. Kareem had the top 10 of Zetas. Dr. J had the cons. But once the player retired, the shoe line went away. No, but they didn't make the weapons anymore. They didn't make the Dr. J's anymore. Jordan was the only one who retired. They kept making the shoe. And it's bigger.
Listen, nobody got beat up over no goddamn Magic Johnsons and Larry Birds.
Nah, hell nah. I had them. I'm old enough to remember I had the weapons. I had the Magic and the Birds. I had the Jordans too. My mom, I got the Jordan 2s. Ended up backtracking and getting the Jordan 1s. I had the Spud Webbs, the City Wing Ponies. I had the Dr. J's, but there was something about that shoe. You felt special.
Yeah, you did.
You felt special with that shoe.
Now, that was a nice, I mean, just to be honest, like it was one of those things where we stood in, it was when the Jordans dropped, it was a kid's event.
Yes.
I remember they used to drop it on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Tuesdays, 10 o'clock. We ain't in school.
Right.
We at the Foot Locker, and as soon as I get in, we running to lunch. Hey.
I got him.
We did get robbed going back to school. If we didn't get robbed going back to school, we got to brag because we had them first. But they used to drop them during a weekday, and we used to get them at 10. We're going to get the shoes first, then we're going to come to school.
And then they're talking about
the thing, and then they put them on the weekend.
And then, Gil, man, I ain't paying no $100 for no shoes. Don't worry about it. There are a lot of people that will. You won't get a pair. Man, $100, because most of the time the shoes are like $25, $50. Mm-hmm. He doubled the price.
Doubled them.
He doubled the price. $100 for a pair of shoes back in the mid-'80s was crazy. Mm-hmm. But we had never seen anything like it because the shoes were just basically one colorway. So now you got a double or triple colorway, red, black, and white. Yeah, red, the red, the black and the red. So that changed the game. And Nike knew it. Don't worry about the fine. David Stern said, we're going to fine you $5,000. Nike said, don't worry about it. We got that.
1,000.
They was fining them $5,000, but the publicity that they were getting for that. Mm-hmm. Where else are you going to get that kind of attention, that kind of eyeballs? Because that's what advertisers want to see. Well, who's looking at it?
Yep.
How many impressions is he getting?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that shoe got millions and millions of impressions even before we knew what impressions were. But they knew what that Jordan shoe was, and it hadn't looked back.